Cold calling is dead. It's over. What do you do? Join me on this episode of the Dave Lorenzo Daily to find out. Hi, it's Dave Lorenzo, and today we're talking about the death of cold calling. That's right, it's over. You're never going to cold call again. We're going to show you what to do in order to grow your business without ever having to make another cold call. So before we get to that, I want to make sure you subscribe, hit the button down below, that red button that says subscribe, and join me back here every day. We post a new video every day. The way to get notified is to ring the bell up at the top of the YouTube page here. Make sure you ring the bell at the top of the YouTube channel. Subscribe to make sure that you don't miss a single day of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. So let's talk about the death of cold calling, and nobody's more excited than me. Well, maybe the person who's more excited than me is that person you interrupted at dinner, or the person that is interrupting you at dinner. Perhaps you think about that for a minute. You're aggravating people every time you make a cold call. You may get in front of 1 out of every 20 people when you cold call, or 1 out of every 50 people when you cold call, or 1 out of every 100 people when you cold call. But that means that you're aggravating 19 or 49 or 99. Cold calling in any business is annoying strangers. That's what you're doing, and you never have to do that. In fact, in business to business, 90% of leaders don't even answer the phone. They're not going to take your call ever. They're never going to take your call. They're never going to call you back. You are running around calling 100 people in the hopes that 10 will actually have a conversation with you. It's ridiculous. In the affluent market, you burn a bridge immediately when you make a cold call, because rich people, when they need a product or service, they're going to go ask their friends. They're going to go ask a trusted advisor, their CPA, their attorney, who they should work with. They're never going to work with you based on a cold call. What do you do instead of cold calling? I'm going to give you 3 ideas you can implement instead of cold calling. First, I want you to develop a reputation as an expert. And I want you to do that by speaking everywhere you can, educating people on the value your product or your service or you provide. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to go out and I want you to publish everywhere you can. I want you to write articles about the value your product or your service provides. The third thing I want you to do is I want you to connect with everyone that you've already sold to, or with everyone who refers you, with evangelists, and I want you to tell them that you make your living based on referrals. And I want you to educate them on how they can refer you. After you do that, I want you to form joint venture alliances with people who can bring you in front of their clients, who also happen to be the ideal client from you. So let's talk about the first thing, speaking. No-brainer. Get in front of audiences who are just like your best client. How do you do that? Talk to your clients. Find out what organizations they belong to. Ask if they have outside speakers come in. Go there. Volunteer to be an outside speaker. The second thing, publish articles. Again, ask your clients what they read. Look for the masthead in those publications. Go to the website. Find out who the editor is. Write an article that's of value and pitch the editor of any website that your client visits to get their information. If your client's still reading old school hard copy trade journals, find out who the editor of that is and go out and pitch them on the articles with value in them for the reader. The third thing is go out and tell everyone that you've ever worked with that you grow your business based on referrals, and tell them what to listen for when they're out in the field, when they're out in the world talking to people. Tell them what to listen for so they know what an ideal referral for you looks like. You have to give them the listen for, and then you have to explain to them why they need to introduce you, what problem you solve. May be different than the problem you solved for the client, so help them understand what problem you solve, help them understand the value in solving the problem, help them understand what to listen for, and then ask them to introduce you to people who have these problems. Talk to people who sell to your client. Talk to people who are part of your client's world. Their CPA, their accountant, their copier salesman, the people who clean the office space, the people who sold them their office space or rented them their office space, any specific vendors who are in your industry niche and also sell to your client. Figure out a way for you to combine forces and do a joint venture presentation. You present to their clients, they present to your clients, you cross-pollinate your lists. You'll be amazed at how much value there is in doing joint ventures. So referrals and their cousin, the joint ventures, are fantastic opportunities for you to get in front of more people who are just like your clients. All right, so these 4 ways, well, 3.5 ways to develop new relationships are going to replace cold calls. Speaking, publishing, joint ventures, and referrals from evangelist relationships. Focus on those every day. Never make another cold call again, because cold calling is dead. I never want you to be a pesky annoyance to anyone ever again. It's over. Cold calling's dead. Don't do that. Focus on the 3.5 things I gave you today and do this and you'll sell more. Until tomorrow, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and remember, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you leave me some comments down below. Tell me what else you want to hear about, because we do videos every stinking day. Until tomorrow, I'll see you right back here at the Dave Lorenzo Daily, and I hope you do this and sell more.